If I could ask you just one question, it would be this. When was the last time you truly looked into your mother's eyes and saw the quiet love that's been there your entire life? Not the quick glance as you rush out of the door. Not the distracted look while your hands are busy scrolling on a screen. I mean, really looked deeply, like you were seeing her for the first time, or maybe the last. This story is about a boy named Michael, an ordinary young man living in a small town in Ohio, who learned this lesson in the most painful yet most powerful way. His journey was not about riches or success or grand achievements. It was about something far simpler, yet infinitely more important. It was about love, a mother's love, and the moment he almost lost the chance to see it, forever. Michael grew up in a modest home. His mother, Clara, was the anchor of the family. She wasn't the loudest person in the room, nor was she the type to demand attention. She loved quietly. She served silently. She gave without keeping score. The kind of mother who'd wake up at 5 every morning to pack his lunch, but never complain that she hadn't slept enough. The kind of mother who worked extra shifts just to buy him the sneakers he wanted, though she herself wore the same pair of shoes for years. But as Michael grew older, he began to drift. Like many young people, he thought his mother's love was simply guaranteed. Always there, always ready, no matter how he treated it. He stopped coming home for dinner. He stopped answering her calls right away. He rolled his eyes when she asked too many questions about his life. And in his mind, he thought, I'll have time. She's always going to be here. But life doesn't always give us the time we think we have. One evening, after Michael had finished work, his phone rang. It was his father, his voice trembling. Son, he said, your mother collapsed today. They're keeping her in the hospital. Michael's heart skipped. For a second, he thought he had misheard. His mother? The strongest woman he knew? Collapsed? He rushed to the hospital, his thoughts spiraling, memories flooding his mind. Her laughter, her hugs, her voice calling his name when he was little. He realized, on that drive, how much he had taken for granted. When he finally saw her, lying on the hospital bed, his chest tightened. Tubes, machines, the soft beeping of a monitor. She looked smaller somehow, weaker, yet her eyes lit up when they met his. She smiled. Not a forced smile, not a smile of pain, but the same smile she had always given him since he was a boy. Gentle, loving, forgiving. Mom, he whispered, his throat dry. I'm so sorry. She shook her head faintly. Her voice was fragile, yet steady. Don't waste your time on sorry, Michael. Just be here. That's all I ever wanted. That night, Michael sat by her side, holding her hand. He thought of all the times he brushed her off, the moments he chose friends or distractions over her. He thought of the meals she cooked that he never thanked her for, the sacrifices he never even noticed. He thought of her smile, the one she gave him every morning before school, and realized it might be slipping away from him forever. Days passed, and Clara's condition worsened. The doctor said her time was short. Each moment felt like sand falling through an hourglass. Michael stayed at the hospital, refusing to leave. He fed her, talked to her, read to her, anything to hold on to the time he had left. And then, one afternoon, as the golden sunlight streamed through the window, Clara looked at him with tired eyes. She whispered, "Promise me one thing, Michael. Don't let my love die with me. Carry it, live it, share it. That way, I'll always be with you." Tears blurred his vision as he nodded, gripping her hand tighter. "I promise, Mom." And with that, she gave him one last smile. A smile so full of peace, so full of love, that it burned into his memory forever. Hours later, she was gone. Michael's world shattered. The house felt empty. Her voice no longer echoed through the rooms. But in the silence, in the pain, he remembered her words. "Don't let my love die with me." That was the turning point of his life. He realized love is not meant to be locked in memories. It is meant to be lived. So Michael began to change. He started spending more time with his father, calling him every day just to ask how he was doing. He reconnected with family members he had ignored. He became softer, kinder, more attentive, not only to those he loved, but to strangers too. He volunteered at the local shelter, offering meals to people who reminded him of the warmth his mother once gave. He learned to listen more, to appreciate more, to smile more, because in every act of kindness, he felt her presence. Years later, when Michael himself had children, he carried on Clara's love through them. He tucked them in at night with stories she once told him. He kissed their foreheads with the same gentleness she had kissed his. And every morning, before they left for school, he gave them a smile, the same smile he saw on her face in that hospital bed, the last smile of his dying mother. And here is where I pause, my friend, to ask you again. When was the last time you looked into your mother's eyes? When was the last time you said thank you, not with words, but with presence? When was the last time you gave her a moment that wasn't distracted or hurried, but real? Because if there's one truth in life, it's this: time is slipping away faster than we realize. And love, pure, unconditional love, should never be taken for granted. Michael learned this lesson too late to save his mother, but not too late to honor her, not too late to carry her love into the world. And so, I leave you with this reflection. If your mother is still here, call her, sit with her, listen to her stories. Let her smile burn into your memory, not as her last gift, but as her living gift. And if she is gone, carry her love forward, as Michael did, in every kind word, in every gentle act, in every smile you share. Because love never really dies, it only changes form. The last smile of a dying mother, it is not the end. It is the beginning of a life lived with love, gratitude, and purpose. So tonight, when the world grows quiet, and you are alone with your thoughts, remember Clara's words. Don't waste your time on sorry. Just be there. That's all love ever really asks of us.